Hello, friends. Welcome back to Movies and Melodies. It's a special episode today on a giant of Indian cinema, a legend who will live on in the annals of movie history forever, Dilip Kumar. He was born on December 11th, a very stormy night, in fact, a blizzard that night, in Peshawar, British India, to Muhammad Sarwar Khan Saab and Aisha Bibi. Like I said, there was a blizzard that night. There was also a big fire at the same time. People went on to say that this combination of events was to prove significant in predicting a very great future for this young child. He was born Muhammad Yusuf Khan and lived in a large joint family in Peshawar for a long time. His father owned a lot of fruit orchards and he was a fruit merchant. He decided to move to Bombay in the mid 1930s to look for a better opportunity for his family. It was a large and growing family. So Dilip Saab and his brothers were all educated in Bombay and for a short period of time in Devlali near Pune. He was not a very studious child, but a very observant, rather introverted, and very intelligent child with an amazing ability for languages. He also loved poetry of different languages, English, Urdu, Pashto, all of that. He went on to start college in Khalsa College in Bombay, but a short while later decided to drop out. He had an argument with his father and ran away to Pune, found himself a job there, managing an army canteen, and did quite well, actually. He started a sideline in the fruit business as well. But after a couple of years, he came back. He missed his family. He was very attached to his family. So he came back to Bombay. And this was when fate decided to step in and change his life. He was waiting for a local train one day, and he met one of his professors from his college days. When this gentleman realized that Dilip Kumar was looking for a job, he took him right then to Bombay Studios, introduced him to Devika Rani, who was the owner of Bombay Studios. She, in turn, was very impressed by this handsome, young, very cultured and educated young man, offered him a job there as an actor with a monthly salary of over 1,200 rupees. This was incredible for the 1940s. He took the job, even though he knew his father wouldn't be happy about it, because they needed money at that time. The family was going through some financial difficulties. He took the job. His first release with the stage name of Dilip Kumar was in 1944, a movie called Jwar Bhata, which was not much of a box office hit, but Dilip Kumar was recognized and had basically arrived. He went on to make many, many very big hit movies like Jugnu, Jogan, Babul, Andaz. All of these movies, many of them, all through, I would say, the 40s and into the mid 50s. The one common theme that all these movies had was that they were all tragedies. And tragedies, just horrific, cathartic tragedies. One of these movies, the first song that I'm going to share today, is from one of these movies called Mela. It starred him with Nargis. It was a terrific tragedy. A good movie, but, weep fest. One of the songs is very famous. All of you will know what I'm talking about in just a second. It was sung by Mukesh ji. And this movie was also sort of the beginning of a very long association of Dilip Kumar with Naushad Ali, the music director, and Shakil Badayuni, who was the lyricist for this song. गाए जा गीत मिलन के तू अपनी लगन के सजन घर जाना है.
गाए जा गीत गीत मिलन के, तू अपनी लगन के सजन घर जाना है। गाए जा गीत मिलन के, तू अपनी लगन के सजन घर जाना है। काहे छल के नैनों की गगरी, काहे बरसे जल, तुझ बिन सूनी साजन की नगरी, परदेसिया घर चल। प्यासे हैं दीप गगन के, तेरे दर्शन के सजन घर जाना है। गाए जा गीत मिलन के, तू अपनी लगन के सजन घर जाना है। लुट न जाए जीवन का डेरा, मुझको है ये गम। हम अकेले ये जग लुटेरा, बिछड़े न मिल के हम। बिगड़े नसीब न बन के ये दिन जीवन के, सजन घर जाना है। गाए जा गीत मिलन के, तू अपनी लगन के सजन घर जाना है।
Back in Peshawar, Dilip Kumar's father, Aghaji as he was known, and Diwan Basweshwarnath Kapoor were very good friends. Diwan was Prithviraj Kapoor's father. Now, Aghaji did not approve of the fact that Prithviraj Kapoor had gone into movies. And even worse, his son Raj Kapoor was also in movies. Dilip Kumar was aware of his father's dislike of the movie industry, but despite this, he had taken the job, and to his credit, Aghaji never fell out with his son. He accepted his son's choice of career and was always supportive. After they moved to Bombay, Dilip Kumar renewed his friendship with Raj Kapoor. They remained very good friends throughout their lives, and they both were in college together in Khalsa College, and they also had the opportunity to act together in the movie Andaz. It was a love triangle movie. Both of the male leads basically were vying for the attention of Nargis, who played the main female lead. It was sort of an indictment of the free and easy ways of the modern woman, so to speak, and how this tendency leads to tragedy. The movie was a big hit. Songs, of course, were a huge hit. Again, Naushad Ali's music, but Majrooh Saab's lyrics this time. Again, Mukesh ji singing for Dilip Kumar. Hum aaj kahin dil kho baithe.
हम आज कहीं दिल खो बैठे, हम आज कहीं, हम आज कहीं दिल खो बैठे, हम आज कहीं। यूं समझो किसी के हो बैठे, यूं समझो किसी के हो बैठे, हम आज कहीं। हर दम जो कोई पास आने लगा, हर दम जो कोई भेद उल्फत के समझाने लगा, भेद उल्फत के नजरों से नजर का टकराना, नजरों से नजर का टकराना था दिल के लिए एक अफसाना, था दिल के लिए एक अफसाना। हम हाथों को दिल से धो बैठे, यूं समझो किसी के हो बैठे हम आज कहीं।
At Bombay Talkies, he had the mentorship of Ashok Kumar. He learned how to use his body in a very natural way to express emotions of a particular character where words couldn't match that. He also learned a lot of other things from Ashok Kumar as well, which enhanced his acting abilities. Like I said before, he acted mainly in tragedies. He was dubbed the Tragedy King. It became so serious, this whole thing of the Tragedy King title. He actually started believing that story himself and felt that his life too would be a tragedy. He became quite depressed and sought some psychiatric help. His psychiatrist finally told him that he needed to switch to playing light, fun roles. Dilip Saab was very concerned about this because he's like, my audiences see me as this particular type of person. Will they accept me in a new role? But he needn't have worried. He was such an excellent actor. He had a phenomenal, innate sense of comedic timing. People adored him in light romantic comedies. If you watch movies like Azad or Naya Daur, Dil Diya Dard Liya, he's phenomenal in these movies. And in Kohinoor, which is my personal favorite of one of his fun roles, there's a scene there with Jeevan Kumar, which he does this whole mirror kind of a thing. It is hilarious and just brilliant. That movie was actually so good. Meena Kumari as well, the tragedy queen, she was cast opposite Dilip Kumar, and she shows an incredible sense of comedic timing as well. I wish she had taken the path of light romance as well, but she didn't. Anyway, the song that I'd like to share next is from this movie, Kohinoor. Again, Naushad Ali and Shakil Saab. This song was sung by Mohammad Rafi, who went on to become Dilip Kumar's voice. For this particular song, when Dilip Saab heard the situation about the song, he decided that he was actually going to go and learn sitar from the very great Abdul Halim Jafar Khan Saab. He learned sitar from him, and for this song, at the very end, it's incredible how beautifully he has played the sitar for the song. And the actual music track, Ustad Halim Jafar Khan has played the sitar as well. So it's sort of a guru shishya thing happening, one on screen, one off screen. Madhuban mein Radhika nache re.
मधुबन में राधिका नाचे रे, मधुबन में राधिका नाचे रे, गिरधर की मुरलिया बाजे रे। गिरधर की मुरलिया बाजे रे, मधुबन में राधिका नाचे रे। पग में घूंघर बांध के पग में घूंघर बांध के, घूंघटा मुख पर डार के, नैनन में कजरा लगा के रे, मधुबन में राधिका नाचे रे।
Dilip Kumar was an actor who thoroughly enjoyed plying his craft. He was incredibly versatile. His range was phenomenal. anything from a sophisticated young man all the way down to a naive peasant and everything in between, right? He was absolutely spot on, authentic. He took a lot of trouble over his roles. He observed people around him all the time and kind of absorbed different mannerisms and quirks from people around him that he could use in roles in the future. One of his really excellent roles for me was from the movie released in 1957, Naya Daur. It's a B.R. Chopra movie starring him with Vaijayantimala. The story is about two close friends who fall in love with the same woman and fall out of friendship, sadly. It ends well in the end, and then there is an added complication of modernization and how that's taking away the work and livelihood of local rural people. The song in this movie is kind of colloquial. Lyrics are by Sahir Saab and the music by O.P. Nair. But Dilip Saab, his mannerisms, the clothes that he wears, everything about him is so natural. You think that he's actually basically one of the local rural people, not some well-educated, sophisticated Pathan. I think another characteristic which is very fascinating for me is Dilip Saab's ability to lip sync to a song. He was absolutely brilliant, very natural. You could never tell that it was not him singing, that it was Rafi in the background. It's always looked like Dilip Saab was singing. So brilliant. This song, Ye Desh Hai Veer Jawanon Ka, oh, he is so awesome.
ये देश है वीर जवानों का, अलबेलों का, मस्तानों का, इस देश का यारो, इस देश का यारो क्या कहना, ये देश है दुनिया का गहना। छाती वीरों की, यहाँ भोली शक्लें हीरों की, यहाँ गाते हैं रांझे, यहाँ गाते हैं रांझे, मस्ती में मचती हैं धूमें बस्ती में। बहारे झूलों की, राहों में कतारे फूलों की, यहाँ हंसता है सावन, यहाँ हंसता है सावन, बालों में खिलती हैं कलियां गालों में।
Dilip Saab went on to act in hundreds of movies all through his life. Different roles, different characters, all kinds of roles, right? Yet, in this long and distinguished career, there was only one movie that he produced, which was unusual for those actors of those times. This movie was Ganga Jamna, and he made it to help revive the career of his younger brother, Nasir Khan. It didn't really help his brother, but the movie won many awards, and I think it was a masterpiece in Dilip Saab's career. Vaijayantimala has also done a phenomenal job supporting him in this movie, but definitely it's Dilip Kumar all the way through. Sangharsh was another phenomenal movie of Dilip Kumar's, which a lot of people don't talk about. It's a very unusual role for him, and he's just, I'm basically speechless. He's so good. However, one of my favorites is Ram aur Shyam. He plays twins, and this movie was sort of the precursor to Sita aur Geeta. Dilip Kumar keeps the two roles of the two twins who were separated right after birth so brilliantly separate. And they're like almost polar opposites of each other. He manages to do it without overdoing it. He is supported by an absolutely terrifying Pran and a very feisty Mumtaz and Wahida ji in a very unusual role. But basically, the movie is out and out a Dilip Kumar movie. Music for this movie, again, Naushad Ali, Shakil Badayuni on the lyrics, and Rafi Saab singing for Dilip Kumar. This song is an all-time favorite with me. Aaj ki raat mere dil ki salami le le.
ये रात जैसे दुल्हन बन गई चरागों से, करूँगा और उजाला मैं दिल के दागों से। आज की रात मेरे दिल की सलामी ले ले, दिल की सलामी ले ले। कल तेरी बज़्म से दीवाना चला जाएगा, शम्मा रह जाएगी, परवाना चला जाएगा। आज की रात मेरे दिल की सलामी ले ले, दिल की सलामी ले ले। तेरी महफिल तेरे जलवे हो मुबारक तुझको, तेरी उल्फत से नहीं आज भी इनकार मुझे। तेरा मैं खाना सलामत रहे ऐ जान वफा, मुस्कुरा कर तू जरा देख ले एक बार मुझे। फिर तेरे प्यार का मस्ताना चला जाएगा, कल तेरी बज़्म से दीवाना चला जाएगा। शम्मा रह जाएगी, परवाना चला जाएगा। आज की रात मेरे दिल की सलामी ले ले, दिल की सलामी ले।
Dilip Kumar went on to act as a hero through the 70s, and finally in the 1980s and beyond, he switched to character roles. He went on to do Vidhata, Shakti, Saudagar, a lot of roles, outstanding in all of them. I'm not even going to talk about his, what I think are his greatest movies, Devdas, Madhumati, Mughal-e-Azam. That will be for another day because they need individual attention, each of those movies. On the personal front, he and Madhubala had a very long and passionate relationship. Unfortunately, due to differences with her father, they ended their relationship. He continued to be filmdom's most sought-after bachelor until in 1967, he fell madly in love with Saira Banu and married her. Theirs was a very happy marriage. They remained devoted to each other all the way to the end. He suffered from illness for the last, I would say, few years. And finally, last week, July 7th, he passed on. A very long, very fulfilling, very rich life, I should say. Rest in peace, but he'll never be forgotten. I will be back in 2 weeks with another episode. But until then, send me feedback, give me your favorite Dilip Kumar movies. But before I leave you with a song. It's a really divine song from Dil Diya Dard Liya Music and lyrics, you guessed it, Naushad Ali, Shakil Badayuni, sung of course by the incomparable Muhammad Rafi. It's a sad song, but very, very beautiful, based on Raag Kalavati. Koi Sagar Dil Ko Behlata Nahi. I hope you enjoy it. Remember, music is food for the soul. Keep listening.
कोई सागर दिल को बहलाता नहीं, कोई सागर दिल को बहलाता नहीं, बेखुदी में भी करार आता नहीं, कोई सागर दिल को बहलाता नहीं। मैं कोई पत्थर नहीं इंसान हूँ, मैं कोई पत्थर नहीं इंसान हूँ, कैसे कह दूं गम से घबराता नहीं, कोई सागर दिल को बहलाता नहीं, बेखुदी में भी करार आता नहीं।